Welcome to Utah Bankruptcy Questions and Answers. This is a video series where we answer questions about filing bankruptcy in Layton, Utah. I'm attorney Amy Butters, and I hope you find this information very helpful and informative.
Welcome to video 13, Will Bankruptcy Affect My Credit Score? Now, we wanted to talk today about the myth versus the reality of this topic, and in order to do so, we wanted to bring in an expert to talk to you today. But we couldn't find one. So instead, we're actually going to bring my good friend William Pettit. William
enjoys the camera.
And he does enjoy the camera a lot. And actually, I am joking. He is an expert when it comes to credit. He's got over 9 years of experience fighting the credit bureaus and dealing with them. And how's that been, actually?
It's been really fun.
Yeah? Good. Joaquin. When we first started working together, that was actually the reason I met William, is because I dealt with people in foreclosure, and I wanted a solution to help them be able to move on from the foreclosure and the short sale and improve their credit scores. And since then, we've worked together with hundreds of clients and seen even some pretty interesting results just as of late. The one just the other day where came back with the bankruptcy. Can you want to talk about that?
Sure. In April, their Chapter 7 bankruptcy was dismissed. It was April 28th. And now August, or September. So 5 months later, we were able to remove the bankruptcy off their credit reports, and we'll actually have that as part of this video. I'll actually show the actual TransUnion deletion. When it comes to disputing is kind of hit and miss. It's just the strategy is always challenging. But what I like to focus on is, what do we need to do to get your credit score back up? What do we need to do to make sure that your credit report's in line in such a way that it's attractive to a lender, to buy a house, to get a car? So that's what I focus on. Not so much of vanity, like let's clean off your credit report, let's clean your credit report completely. But what do we need to do to get you back healthy? Yeah, I mean, reality, instead of trying to present a false image. Right.
All right.
So I know you have some questions for me.
I do have some questions for you. First of all, how long does bankruptcy stay on your credit?
10 years.
And is it a relevant question? Is that important for people to worry about?
I think the most important thing is, like I was just saying earlier, what do we need to do to get your credit back on track? What do we need to do to get your credit scores back up? I mean, life happens. Sometimes things suck. Sometimes you make a bad business decision. Sometimes you buy too many houses. Sometimes you charge up a lot of credit cards. That's just what happens in life, right? The most important thing is, what do we do to learn from our mistakes, and how do we move forward, and what does that look like? So my strategy is more along the lines of, how do we really, put you guys back together, if that makes sense.
Humpty Dumpty?
Yeah.
Okay. I often tell people that I think that they're asking, or they're focusing on the wrong thing. How long it's on there, being 10 years, I don't think that's all as important as how long is it going to hurt? How long is it damaging them? And
how long is a scar going to stay on your body? Forever.
Right?
But does that scar matter?
Yeah.
It does on your pretty face.
It is pretty. One thing that I think is important to tell them, though, is that there is some pain. I mean, it's probably going to hurt their scores for, I would say, an average of anywhere from 90 days to 2 years, depending on what they do.
Right. I mean, that initial hit is like anything else when it comes to filing a bankruptcy and filing reports on your credit report. It's just like everything else, like a new late on a credit card or an installment loan, a new collection, a new judgment. It's going to take a dip. Your credit score is going to take a dip, or it's going to take a hit with having that new item pop up. But if you're in a situation where bankruptcy is an option, chances are your credit cards are maxed, you're already late, you already have some collections, your credit score is probably already in the sub 5s to sub 4. So filing bankruptcy to hurt your credit,
avoiding. We were talking about this earlier, and we came up with this analogy that it's like the tree of life.
Okay, so imagine this tree, and you're walking past it, and next you know you hear this crack, 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 boom, and it snaps and it falls, and it cuts your arm off. Okay, so now you're sitting here bleeding, right? And you call the ambulance, the EMTs come over, and you ask them, is surgery going to hurt to put my arm back on? I mean, should I really do surgery right now to put my arm back on? Can I just maybe get some duct tape and wrap it around there? I mean, that's what it feels like when people are asking, well, is bankruptcy going to hurt my credit report?
Yeah.
It's going to hurt a little bit, but what's the most important thing right now?
Yeah.
It's getting you healthy. It's stopping the bleeding, right?
Yeah. And I would also take that same analogy and compare it to the consumer credit counseling, right? Let me try and put my arm back on without surgery. It most of the time doesn't make any sense whatsoever.
The debt consolidation companies, the credit counseling companies, I mean, they may have the right intentions, but with you paying them and them paying your creditors, you're still getting the lates on your credit report. I mean, they are the duct tape when it comes to surgery.
Yeah. Also, what I've noticed in working with you is that a lot of times they'll start this process, they file bankruptcy, and that actually starts to make things better. I mean, you're now handling your debts, you're now paying on time again, or you have no debts,
right? And
so you're a good credit risk.
Yeah, you've wiped the slate clean. It shows in the eyes of a lender, because that's how we always want to think, what does this look like? And so in the eyes of the lender, you've stopped, you've had all this baggage, all these problems in the past, and then you've wiped the slate clean. You filed bankruptcy, it's all done. And then now you've built positive payment histories, or
positive payment history.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm not red because of
it's my pretty face.
It's because of the heat. So you've built this positive payment history, and now as all the things on your credit report start to get seasoned, they start to get older and older, they have less impact to your credit score. The most important thing with the credit score, the scoring system, is what's going on today. Are you building positive payment history, or are you late on your credit cards? Are you late on your mortgage? What's going on today?
Yeah.
So that's our focus. And it's something I do as free counsel. I mean, I'm not an attorney. It's just free advice. It's stuff that I've been doing for over 9 years now. I didn't read a book yesterday and say, hey, I'm an expert.
I'm a credit expert.
Right. It's through trial and error.
Yeah. And you bring up a really good point too, and that's about what happens after you file. More often than not, like these people that have their bankruptcy deleted 5 months after their discharge, I mean, making sure that immediately after they aren't back in the same habits.
Right.
You don't want more bad stuff after you file bankruptcy, because that's horrible.
Right.
So in closing, some of the most common issues that we have run into with people are balances not being reported as zero, accounts not being reported as included in bankruptcy, someone not establishing new credit quickly after bankruptcy, and then getting more derogatory or bad credit after a bankruptcy.
Yeah, and it'd be a good idea to ask any bankruptcy attorney that you're interviewing, what are they going to do to actually ensure that your credit report's going to be successful, meaning making sure that everything that's in bankruptcy is reported in bankruptcy.
That's a big deal, no question. Talk to your lawyer about that and say, do you help me? Is there anything you can offer me afterwards? Because if they don't offer that, that's not a lawyer that I think you probably want to go with. Now, if you enjoyed this video, but you feel like you still have some unanswered questions, don't worry, we've got you covered. We've actually created an entire video series that answers all the commonly asked questions about bankruptcy in Utah. Go ahead on over to our website, LaytonBankruptcyLawyers.com, and there you'll be able to download our free ebook, and you'll be directed to our main website where the entire video series is located.